What's going on, everybody? This is Lucien from Easy Piano Hacks, and today we are going to look at Elise, perhaps the most popular song that everyone on this planet knows. Elise for piano by Beethoven. I'm going to teach you how to practice Elise. I'm going to show you step by step, bar by bar, how to break this down so that you know how to practice the trickiest parts of Elise. So let's get started. Let's take a look at the first few lines here, and this is what this is going to sound like. We're going to play from 1 to 1 all the way down to bar 8 or 9, okay? So let's give it a start. Ready? And 1 and 2 and 3 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 and that's the next section. Okay, so that is a brief overview of what that's supposed to sound like, what you're going to be able to play. Now I'm going to point out a few things here. If you're starting to learn this piece, this is going to have to start with some hand separate work. So let's get hand separately, right hand on its own. Now I've written in the fingering for you. You should be able to see the fingering here in the top. Right hand, use the 4, use the 3. I've written that in. This is going to be repeated throughout the piece. So this is a good idea to have consistent fingering. Here we go. So 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 1, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm going to do that again. 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 1, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so that's going to be pretty key. And especially as you go on, ready? This is going to go 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 1, 3, 2, 1, and 2, and 3, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 1, and 2, and 5. Now here is something else. If you can't reach the octave with your 4th finger, I would suggest you go with the 5th finger, okay? So you can choose the 4th or the 5th. The 4th just consistent. It's consistent with the first one you did with the 4 here. But if you can't reach that yet, use your 5. 1, 5, and then come back with the 3. 3, 4, 3, 4, 1, 3, 2, 1 to the next line, okay? So if you can get that, there's the other one here. This is a chord. You see this broken C, E, A. That's your A minor chord, first inversion. And this is going to be consistent throughout. So 1, 2, 4, 5. 1, 2, 4, 5. Okay? So that's pretty much the right hand broken down for you. It comes back again here, obviously. 1, 2, 4, 5. And then 1, 5, 3, 4. Okay? Now, here's one thing to watch out for. If you haven't seen these before, this is what this is. Here we go. This is from the first bar here. You play and play and play and play all the way to the first exit, I call it, because it's kind of like a highway. You play all the way to the first repeat sign. These 2 dots and the double bar, that's a repeat sign. Takes you back to the beginning. From the beginning, you play and play and play and play. And on the second time that you come back, you skip the 1, you go straight directly to 2, okay? And so what they did was just save a lot of paper so they didn't have to write this again. And so if you wrote this and you went all the way down to here, take the 1, come back all the way over, and then skip the 1, take the 2. Okay, so it'll sound like this from bar 6. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2, second exit. 1 and 2 and 3 and... Okay, and then we'll go to the next bit. And 2 and 3 and 1 and 2. Okay, so that is part 1. I'm going to break a few things down here. Once you've played around with the hand separate work, understood the notes to play, you're going to go to your left hand actually in a bit here. And the reason why I bring up the left hand and the right hand, this is one thing that a lot of students make a mistake on. They do this. So if you find yourself doing this, and hesitation that you have in between this one and this is usually because you haven't been able to find the bass note, this note to start on into the next bar. So if you're finding yourself and 2 and 3 and it's usually because you haven't moved your left hand to find the next 2 and 3 and 1 and 2. And if you're not able to find that as quickly, that means you got to go a little slower than you are playing it right now. Okay, so if the fastest that you can get this accurately is that should be the speed that you should be playing it. Okay, and so some good practice, how I would fix this, an exercise is this. So I call it stop and go. Some people call it chunking. You have to, so what you do is you start from here. We're going to stop on this beat. We're going to stop on this beat. We're going to stop on that beat. Okay, so let's start from here. I'll show you what that looks like. So here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. We're going to stop on the 1. Okay, and then now that we've stopped, giving ourselves some time to think, we're going to start again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. Stop and go. Go and 2 and 3 and stop. Go and 2 and 3 and 1 and it just gives you some time to think, because if you stop there, 1, okay, what's next? Good. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. Made the jump. Continue and 2 and 3 and stop. Continue and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and stop. Go and 2 and 3 and 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and that gives you some time to hit the notes, continue, hit the notes, continue, and continue. Okay? And once you're able to do it at that speed, that's when you can go and get it, move your left hand, get it, and move your left hand, and move your left, okay? Get ready, 1 A, next one is E, and 2 and 3 and A, okay? Okay, it's about getting to the next. And especially important about this, I'm gonna add some stylistic advice here, or some things that we're gonna, polish. We're gonna have to, once you are able to get this section, all the notes and everything evenly, I wanna make sure to stress this. Your right hand, you're gonna be using your 4th and 3rd fingers. And for a lot of people, including myself, this 3rd and 4th finger, these are the weakest fingers compared to the thumb and the pinky and the index finger. And so if you're able to play this, make sure that you're playing this evenly. I don't want to hear. Okay? If you find yourself doing or feeling weak up here, you gotta stress this. You gotta make sure you play this firmly. Make sure you play it firmly and loudly. So loud and slow is the way to go. Here we go. Loud and firm. And everything. Okay, leave the pedal off and go. And 2 and 3. And if you can do this, okay, so do this many times. I would make sure to get this at least 5 times in a row correctly before I would let myself continue to the next bit. Okay, so getting this, good practice, and then add the pedal as you are able to. Once you feel a little more, and the pedal comes off. Okay, that's a big thing. Here we go. And 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3. Pedal off. Okay. Once you've gotten the notes and you've played it evenly, you're able to play everything and get all the A's and the G's and the A's. Once you're able to get those, add the pedal. That's when you add the pedal, okay? Now, when you add the pedal, make sure to read the pedal markings. We're gonna make some changes later, but make sure to respect the pedal markings, because when you're not supposed to put the pedal, that is bars 1 to 8 or 9, something like that. In the next bit, we're going to do bars 9 all the way down to 15. Okay? And I'll see you there.